focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me?
Hey, welcome back to Authentically Fines. I'm fine. As you guys can tell by the title, I'm here to talk about something that I never thought that I would be sitting here talking about. Okay. Before we get into it, if you are new here, hit that support button on your way in so you don't miss hitting it on your way out. And if you are not new here, what's up? You know the vibes. Woo! I'm actually going to do a 3-part to this video because I'm going to break it down to what became or why I decided to have an abortion, and then the process and what I went through, and then the people that I told that process and what happened and all of that, because yeah, it's a whole lot. Okay, so let's get into it. So I have been trying to do this video for I don't know how long. I am still in my healing process, so please bear with me. Like, telling stories is difficult for me already. But this particular story is just, it's very touchy because this is the very first time that I actually sat down and talked about this story. And I've started this video over multiple times because I never set aside talking to the people that I talked to when I went through the process. I have not talked about it at all. This is something that I said I would never do. This is why I always say never, because you never know what life is going to throw at you. You never know what's going to happen. But okay, so there's this guy. I don't know what to call him. We're going to call him Greg. Okay, so it's this guy named Greg. It's this guy named Greg, and I met him. If you guys know the story about my son and all of that, then you follow me. If not, you're just gonna have to wait until the story time. But this guy named Greg, I met him when my son was in the DH. And I've never been through something like this before. So I was kind of comfortable being able to kind of relate to someone who was, I guess, going through the same thing that I was going through. So he seen me crying. I'm walking out crying. I want to say this was the first week. Was it the first week? I think it was. But I was walking to my car. He asked me for my number. No. He was like, can I give you a hug? And I just looked down. And he gave me a hug. And he was like, it's going to be all right. And, just telling me, about his son or whatever and his situation. And he was like, put your number in my phone. So I put my number in his phone. And of course, he called me right then and there, and I seen his full name. So I said his full name. No, he was like, dang, how you got my full name? And yo, what I'm saying? Whatever. So I want to say during this time, you guys can imagine what I've endured, what I was going through, because my kids and I were just getting out of a domestic situation. And then we're going through this with my son. So it was a whole lot on me. Long story short, I ended up moving. But in that process, we was talking on the phone, but it wasn't like every day. It was basically on some friends type shit. That's how I looked at him. That's how I view him, especially just hearing how he talk and his mannerisms and stuff like that. I knew that he was not somebody I would really talk to, but it was, like I said, it was comfortable talking to somebody who could relate to my situation. That's where we ended up moving, and now I'm here. And he come over with a bottle of wine and we play darts. Now before he leave, he tried to give me a kiss, and I'm like, you just kiss everybody? I said, ew, you nasty. I said, you don't know where my mouth been? I said, I could have been sucking last night. You don't know where my mouth been. I said, you nasty. That should have been flag number 1, but I wasn't. Now that I look at it now, I'm like, girl. But I know my problem. We're gonna get into that in a minute. But that was the first time I've seen him since the very first time when we exchanged numbers. So a few months go by, we still talking on the phone or whatever. Of course I'm flirting. That's just how I am. But when I tell him all the time, I'm not trying to lead you on. I said, this is just my personal. I'm very flirtatious. That's I'm very flirtatious. I said, but I don't look at you like that. I don't like you like that. I don't. Okay. So he like, yeah, it's cool. Da da da. I have receipts, you guys. Okay. So he ends up telling me, no, he was like, I really like you. Da da da. I'm like, don't like me. Please don't like me. And I told him, I said, I don't look at you like that. I always reiterated this to him. Baby, he didn't care about none of that. So, of course, over the time, talking to each other, we're going to, find out more about each other and all that. So, it's not that I'm embarrassed. It's just like, just rethinking things. I'm like, bitch, what were you thinking? I mean, clearly I wasn't. But, I ended up calling him over. Now, mind y'all, if y'all seen my video about Sexy Face, y'all know he was the only person that I was really anybody who know me, they know me, like especially Cam, because I used to always anyway, me and Sexy Face, we weren't really, you know what I'm saying, we weren't really sexing like that. I feel like he put her on punishment or whatever. No, but he got his own stuff going on. So I end up calling Greg over. Is that what I named him? Greg or George? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I invited him over. And mind y'all, I was so lit. Because not only the stuff that I was going through with my son, I had stuff that I was dealing with my little ones from... It's a lot of personal shit, okay? And I invited him over and it happened. Now, mind you, prior to this situation, I kept up with my ovulation. My mind is going, but I kept up with my ovulation, like, hands down. Even with fucking with Sexy Face, like, even fucking with him, like, I kept up with because I really don't want no more kids. And it's like, anyway, so fast forward back to that day. I ended up letting Greg come over, and it happened. And I want to say a few days go by, my alarm did not go off for my period to be reminding me, like, okay, bitch, you on your ovulation, or you on da-da-da. I didn't get anything. That's how bad I was spiraling. I spiraled so bad during this time. When I tell y'all the stuff that has happened with my son, I think y'all will understand this situation a little. Because it's still like, I wish I wouldn't have had to do this. But anyway, that happened. Now, I bullshit y'all not. The day that it happened, I want to say, hold on, let me get my phone. Oh, it's right here. I'm about to tell y'all how long it was when I had found out that I was actually pregnant. Because it may sound weird, but I put every time, it's not on here. It's not on, oh wait. Every time I have an encounter with anybody, I put it in my phone. Just so I know. And then after, like I explained this in my Sexy Face video. This may sound, I don't give a fuck. But if I have sex with John today, and I know me and John not gonna fuck around, if it's unprotected, whether it's unprotected or not, because we do grown folk things, I end up going to get tested just to make sure I'm clear. And I know sometimes shit can sit dormant and all of that. This I do know. But when you know your body, you know your body. So that's normally what happens. After I did that with him that day, I'm like, I might as well just go ahead and get a pregnancy test done and get on birth control. So I go to the doctor and, I'm all over the place. So I normally keep up with my ovulation, and I put the thing in my phone. And is that what I was about to say? So anyway, I go to the doctor. Now, mind y'all, before I go to the doctor, because my doctor appointment was a few days after the situation. So I'm like, okay, it's really not coming on. And I ended up going to the doctor. No, before I go to the doctor, I had a dream. Normally, I don't really dream like that. But when I do, it's deep. I had a dream that I went to the doctor. She told me I was pregnant. And I immediately told her I wanted an abortion. Me thinking in my mind, I'm like, nah, that's not it. A few days passed, I go to the doctor. I'm sitting on the table, and she was like, we're gonna, get you started on birth control, which one do you want, blah, blah, blah. And, we discussed it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna go, check your, what's her name? Woo. So, like, okay. She come back in, and she's got the biggest smile on her face. And I look at her. She was like, well, you are pregnant. I busted out in tears. And I immediately said I want an abortion. And I just could not stop crying. She was like, is there anything you want me to do for you right now? Da-da. I said, help me find out how I can get an abortion. I didn't put no thought into it, no nothing. I knew already. I texted him. I said, I'm pregnant. He like, what? What you mean you're pregnant? He's like, I'll call you when I get off. Okay. I'm running errands. I'm doing what I need to do throughout the day. And he calls me once he got off work. He like, so what you mean you pregnant? Okay. I broke it down. And he was like, what the fuck, you been crying? Flag number one. I was like, yeah, because this is not something I wanted. Talking just like that, because I'm still emotional and in shock. And he was like, what the fuck you mean? This, I didn't want this shit either. I immediately hung up. That was it. That was all I needed. Okay. Go throughout my day. Come home. You guys, I was searching, considering what I know. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So bear with me. Where was I? Okay, so I had been keeping track of my ovulation prior to getting pregnant. And during the time, I was very negligent because of the things that was going on in my life. I started to give up and turning to things that were familiar to me. So I never thought to check my ovulation or any of that. But I noted the date that it happened, and I immediately started crying. But throughout the whole day, I was searching up ways I could do the abortion myself. And that sounds so bad. It does. It really does. I know it. But I honestly, I was talking to my people at the time. And I told her, I said, if it was Zoe's, I would have kept it. I said, hell, if it was Sexy Face, I'd have kept it. And remember that part, because part two, anyway. But throughout the whole process, he was very ignorant and rude. And I knew that was his personality, because he a hood dude for real. And that's, like I said, I normally turn to what's familiar. That's all I know. That's it. But he ends up messaging me after a little later, and we texting back and forth. I let him know that this is something I really want to do. He was like, I'll help you. And I was like, okay, cool. He was like, so what do we got to do? And I told him, I seen this abortion pill. It was on, I seen this abortion pill. And he was like, what we got to do? Get it on off Amazon or something? I understand that we both have never been through something. I mean, I don't know if he has, but if that is the case, I understand we both have never been through something like this before. So it's like, okay, we really don't know what to do. But it's called research. So that was another flag for me, because it's just like, do your research just as well as I'm doing it. And you older than me. But anyway, I brushed it off now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm like, do your research. I'm doing mine. So the day comes, because I told him the day that, because I did find a clinic. I found, where I was going to go. And I told him about it. He was like, okay, I'll go with you. I said, okay, cool. Because I started to ask him to go. But I'm like, girl, thug it out yourself, So I was like, okay. The day comes. I didn't hear from him, but I wasn't going to wait either. So I ended up going. What? No, I don't care. Kind of lost my train of thought. So I ended up going by myself. And, I kept him informed about everything, because I knew it was his. And, he kept wanting to talk. And I was already emotional. And sometimes when I'm emotional, especially with something like this, because I've never been through something like this, when it comes to my kids, I get very emotional. Whatever. I told him, I said I didn't want to talk. But, I texted him or whatever. I had my first pill that day, because they give you, it's a total of 5 pills. Is it 5 pills? Let me see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. It's a total of 6 pills. I took the one before I left, which is to soften up I'll explain all of that in my video. So it's a total of 6 pills, and I kept him informed. And by the time I got home, I was fine the first day. The second day was the worst. I'll get into that in part 2. Um, so we texted, and I told him, I said, because I'm reading up on everything once again, and it's saying how much I could bleed, and I told him, I said, I'm going to, I said, I'm going to need some Pampers. And he was like, for who? And I said, not for a baby. I said, for me. I said, going through this process, I explained to him. He was like, where would I get those from? I don't know why that rubs me the wrong. Like, it really bothers me, because if somebody tell me that they need something and I don't know where to get it from, I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna do some research, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I did my research. I don't know if I'm looking in the wrong place. Da da da. And he might not have been thinking, but he did that with everything. So it's just like, you expect for me to tell you, versus you do the work too. But this is my mindset, and I'm like, this lets me know what type of person you are, because I'm telling you, we never really got deep like that. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine doing this all over again by myself. I know I put myself in a situation I'm not even about to go there. I couldn't imagine. Set aside what I haven't told y'all. I just couldn't imagine. So I'm talking to him. No, I'm texting him, and I told him, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, whatever. And he like, just call me, just answer. Mind you, this is the second day, and I'm going through the process. It's being eliminated, and I'm going through it. Oh, y'all, it was the worst. It was one of the worst experiences I've ever encountered in my life. Because it's not something I wanted to do. I know I had to do it. I was talking to this one lady, and I explained to her my situation. And she was like, my mom always told me to look at the respect factor. And I never gave two fucks. Because when I spiral, y'all, I normally turn to sex and alcohol. And that's something that I'm getting help for now. But looking back at my life, I see that this has always been a problem for me. If I'm going through something, I turn to alcohol or I go to sex. And I just knew that this was something that I needed to do, not only because of the type of person he is, because for real, I could have kept it to myself and say I didn't know who the baby daddy was. But just knowing that I would be doing it all alone again, and then having that thought in the back of my mind, like, when the child gets older, they're going to need to know where they come from. And that's something that I knew I didn't want to do with that. And then I just couldn't face my son. I couldn't do this to my kids again. It's so much behind it, and it's just like, I was doing so good. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. I was, for a whole year. I was doing so good. Just thinking about it now, I wish I would have kept the baby. Because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Like, the lady told me that I was 4 weeks. My doctors always told me I was 4 weeks. But when I went and they did the measurement, she was like, you want to look and see? I was like, no. I didn't want no attachment to it, no nothing. And that sounds so bad, because no matter how many kids I have, they're mine. Just sucks. It sucks. Sucks really bad because I just can't believe I put myself in this situation again, you know. Except this time I wasn't with this person. Every person that I laid down with, I was in a relationship with them or even dealing with them. This was the very first time I've ever like had an encounter with this dude, even thought about it. Like, and sometimes I be questioning God, like, why him? I understood why Zoe. I understood my first two. I understood that. So a little while after, oh gosh, a little while after, a little while after the baby passed through. A little while after, I want to say maybe a few days, I talked to him. I talked to Greg, and you know, we talking like normal. Even though in the back of my mind, I'm just like, this feels awkward for me, especially being that you said that you was gonna help, didn't help, not one bit, not even with Pampers, nothing, right? Wait till I tell y'all this next part. I don't even know why I still allowed him in my space. So we end up talking again, and he FaceTimed me. He called me, and we're on FaceTime, whatever. And we having normal conversation. We end up joking, and he like, you like me for real? But I'm like, no, and I reiterated again. I don't look at you that way, you know, none of that. It was just, you know, niggas do it all day, and bitches still be fucking with them same niggas. Like, niggas do it all day. They fuck you and be done with that. That's how I felt about him. I felt like a whole nigga in this situation. I really did. Like, but it got quiet, and I knew it finally hit him. Well, I thought it did. Fast forward to another time. We talking on the phone, and he like um we talking about playing dominoes. I love playing dominoes, and you know, I'm like, I'll whoop your ass in dominoes. Da, da, da. I'm like, you can come over, you know, chill, play dominoes. We can play dominoes. He's like, all right. Now, mind you, I had went to my best friend's house. She had just moved here. I ended up going to her house, and I stayed over there for a little bit. Came home. I ended up talking to him. He was like, now, mind you, I already was getting ready to go see Sexy Face. I was already getting ready to go see him. Well, I was planning to go see him. I didn't know what he had going on, so I'm like, it was still up in the air. So I'm talking to Greg, excuse me. I'm talking to Greg, and he like, I'm gonna come over, we can play dominoes, da da da, with your ass. Woo. So like, all right. I said, call, let me know when you're on your way, before you leave. He like, all right. Because that's when I was still with my best friend, because I had been with her all day. All day. Literally. We was in these streets. Yeah, I was, anyway, a little bit after I talked to him, I ended up, you know, retracting in my mind, like, nah, that's not a good idea. I told him, I said, don't come. Like, right after I told him yes, I told him not to come. He like, I'm 5 minutes away. I'm like, I just left with my best friend again. Mind you, I was still in the house, but whatever. I was like, I'm with my best friend again, and she pulled back up, whatever. And he like, I'm on my way. Mind you, he gets to my house 40 minutes after he said that he was 5 minutes away. He comes over, he's standing in my thing, because I can see him on my ring. And he got a bottle of wine. You could bring that, but you couldn't bring me no Pampers? Okay. So, I don't know, y'all. I'm skipping so much stuff. I really am. I'm like all over the place. But long story short, I ended up just feeling so bad about the whole situation. Just the fact that I even dealt with him. Like, don't get me wrong. I knew what the fuck I was doing. I'm grown as fuck. Like, I'm not telling my story to get validation. I don't know. I'm not telling my story to get validation. This is healing for me. This is the very first time I talked about it, and it's really hard. It's really hard. I never thought that I never thought that I would put myself in a situation like this, but I mean, spiraling the way that I do is like, what do you expect? Either you're going to get something you can't get rid of on both ends of the spectrums, or you're gonna get something that you can get rid of on both ends. I don't know, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash, and it's okay, because guess what? You don't have to stand in front of God. You don't have to stand in front of God for the things that I've done. So don't get on here bashing me, because I would love to see you. I would love to hear your story and tell me all the perfect things you've done in your life. Okay? But I don't know. I'm just, man, I couldn't even get it up. Okay. So I'm gonna read y'all this message. Let's see. I'm about to go to our messages so I can kind of, because I can't put him up on the screen because I don't want his name exposed. This shit is fucking crazy, yo. Okay, so I'm gonna start off when I told him I was pregnant. I said, I'm pregnant. He said, what? I said, what you mean, what? I just left the doctor. He said, I'm gonna call you when I get off. I said, okay. And then that situation happened, you know, with how he was talking to me or whatever. He's like, so you gonna hang up when we should be talking? I said, I don't like the way you talk to me. He said, because I'm trying to talk and you not trying to hear me. Because he really wasn't saying nothing, y'all. He was just like, the fuck you crying for? I ain't want this shit. So I'm like, I'm more so pissed at myself. I said, I'm more so pissed at myself because I know what was up after you laughed about me. He said, look, we got to talk about this for real. So when you're ready, I'm here. I said, I'd rather text you because you're not, I said, talking to you makes me feel worse, not gonna lie. I never wanted or believed in abortions until now, which is why I have so many kids. He said, what do you mean? I said, I can't do this. He said, look, I'm sorry. I'm here with you so we can take care of the situation. I said, you say you're sorry, but you laughed before. He said, I'm dead ass serious for real. I said, okay. And I said, I hate this shit because I said I would never get an abortion, but I've never not wanted a baby this bad. I'm so hurt and disgusted, to be honest. He said, let me know since you're not actually talking to me. We just texting. He said, do you want me to come over? I said, come over for what? You don't care, and we both want to get it over with. That's all I want. I just don't want to wait. He said, I do care. I said, okay. I said, look up this medicine and see how much it is and what's needed afterwards. He said, I will. And then he fucking Googled it and sent it to me. I could have done that. Anyway, which is something I've done. I did, but, and I said, I want one. He said, we can get it. He said, we got to get it off Amazon or what? Which is what I said to y'all. Like, you could have, why couldn't you look that up if there's something that you wanted? I said, I don't know. I've never done this before. He said, see where you get it from. I said, okay. I said, it won't allow me to purchase it on Amazon. It keeps sending me 2 books, and I found this clinic. It would be nice if you can come and cover my first visit. I will give it back to you in a few weeks. He said, how much is it and where it's at? He said, I said, it's on the website. I'm still looking up other things. I said, my appointment is this day. He said, okay, so you can answer my call, or do I have to come over? I said, I'm really not in the mood to talk, honestly. I had an emotional day. I'm just ready to get this over with. I sent him the information on my appointment. He said, okay, he's like, well, I don't have to work, so I will pull up on you tomorrow or tonight. I said, pull up for what, though? He said, hey, what did you want? I said, I honestly don't think there's nothing to talk about. I already feel like shit, because this ain't what I believe in. So you block my calls. I said, what you mean? What am I on? He said, you want some bullshit? I said, I'm fucked up, but okay, whatever. He said, it's cool, you tripping. I said, okay. I said, I don't see what we need to talk about. We both agreed already. Greg. I was about to say his name. He said, right, but you're not about to answer me or my calls. That's corny. I said, I'm asking, what is it that you want to talk about, and what didn't I answer? He said, right, you mad at me and don't want to answer, but it's cool. I said, I'm not mad at you, and I made it very clear. I'm pissed at myself more than anything. He said, you is, but okay. That's corny. I hate shit like that. Like, don't tell me. If I'm sitting up here telling you that I'm mad at me, or whatever the case may be, don't tell me that I'm mad at something else when I'm verbally expressing to you, or virtually expressing to you that I feel this way. And I said, how? He said, look at the situation. It's weak as fuck. You can talk to me just like you talk to anyone else. He said, go ahead. I said, man, what? Prior to me finding out, I texted you. and you did not respond. So now you want to talk, huh? He said, whatever. I said, that's why I asked, what is there to talk about? Now it's whatever. Ma'am, it is what it is at this point. If you come on that day, see you then. If not, either way, it's happening. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. It reminds me of what I used to deal with. It's cool. I tried to talk. Let's just get this done. Is what he said. I said, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing to talk about when we both agree. What do you mean you want to talk? He said, I'm not your old relationship, period. I said, it's very familiar. He said, fuck texting, let's talk. That's all I'm saying. And I said, I don't like, and I stopped texting. He said, don't worry, I'm not him. I said, I'm not worried. What are you talking about? You said that for what? He said, never mind. See what I'm saying? It's pointless. How? He said, hell. I said, because you ask a question and say, never mind. Since you have so much to say, call me in 15. Well, damn, I can't talk to you, is what he said. Again, what is there to talk about? I told him to call me, but I said, whatever. He said, see what I mean? I said, see what I mean? I can't even talk to you. He said, I wanted to see you. He said, I wanted to see you talk. I don't even remember that message. Like, why do you want to see me talk? That's weird as fuck. I said, you'll see me Thursday. He said, you know I work Thursday, but I'm off tomorrow. Mind y'all, I sent him, y'all heard me say, the message I sent him when my appointment was. Now all of a sudden you work. I think he thought that I wasn't going to get it or wasn't going to be able to get it without him or his money or whatever the case may have been. But he wanted me to keep the baby. I know he did. I said, it's cool. I'll be okay by myself. He said, no, I'm not. I said, huh? He said, no, you're still not. He said, no, you're not. I'm still fucking with you. I said, I think you missed the point, which is probably why you didn't reply to my other messages. He said, huh? I said nothing. He said, whatever. I said, hey, good morning. Since you can't be there tomorrow, you can cash at me the money. I sent him pictures of my test and how far along I was. I said, here's the chart and my results so I'm not that far along and the pill should be given. He said, just call me. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Thanks anyway. He said, look, just answer the phone. I'm about to call you. I said, okay. I really don't have much to say. This is when he called me. And the conversation was so dry. Not only because I'm in tears, okay? I really didn't want to talk. Like, I didn't want to talk. So, we ended up getting off the phone. And I said, I told you I didn't have much to say. I also told you I'm mad at myself. And you keep insisting that I'm mad at you. We both played a part. Again, I knew better. And I should have kept it that way. I should have kept it that way prior to the incident. Because I never intended on fucking you for real. You cool and I liked you as a person, but not on that level. Like that. It is what it is. Like that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And then I said, hey, good morning. It seems like, I said, I know it seems like I'm mad at you, but I'm not. I'm just going through a lot of emotions you couldn't imagine. And I'm pissed at myself for being negligent like this. He said, hey, good morning. I understand. What? He said, hey, good morning. I understand. I said, okay, good. Not that you care or want to know, but it will be done. It'll be done this day. This is harder for me than it is for you. I'll let you know when it's complete unless you choose not to know. He said, damn, my bad. I was trying to handle some stuff today and it slipped my mind. Again, that lets me know that I made the right decision. But I do care and would like to know. I said, no, it's okay. LOL. It further lets me know I'm making the right decision because I couldn't imagine going to doctor's appointments by myself because you claim to care but show something different. It would have just been too much for the both of us. I'm actually thankful for this situation because it not only lit a fire under my ass, but it made me realize what my problem was and how much I'd rather be celibate and single. My God, that is so crazy. Ugh. He said, I see you got jokes. I said, no, I'm serious. He said, yeah, whatever. Now, hold on, y'all. Because I wrote some shit. That was the end of the conversation. So the next day I said, hey, good morning. I just left my second appointment handling the financial part, which is something you agreed to help me with. Laughed my ass off. I knew that was a lie. Which also confirms that I made the right decision because I couldn't imagine buying everything for the baby myself or doing majority of the work as I've been doing with the rest of my kids. You've shown me that you are the type of person, especially when you reacted the way you did when you called me that day I found out. I looked at the respect factor and you're very rude and inconsiderate, but it never bothered me because I knew I really didn't have to deal with you like that. But they gave me the first set of pills, but you didn't care, and that's okay. And at this very moment, I don't know how to feel. One, because there was no heartbeat at my first appointment because it's so small. Thank God. Sounds so bad, but I think I would have lost it if I would have heard a heartbeat. Um, Plus, I have no connection to the situation or you for that matter. I've never been in a situation where abortion was even an option until now, because I've always been in a relationship like the person. I've always been in a relationship like that person and wanted to be in a relationship or wanted to settle down. I was never going to fuck you, to be honest, because the vibes you gave. Yes, I flirted, but I flirted. That's me. I always made sure you knew how I felt about you, though. I was just getting to a good, I was just getting to a good place. Yes, we both played a part, but this is still me. I'll let you know when it goes to him. Yes, we both played a part because you could have pulled out. Again, we both played a part, and again, I was never mad at you. I was more so disgusted in myself because I really didn't like you like that, and you knew that. And it was almost like you wanted me to force myself to like you like that. I enjoyed our conversations, you made me laugh, and that's as far as I seen things going. Not that you care, but it's done. Now this is another day. Not that you care, but it's done, because he didn't reply to those. I said, not that you care, but it's done. I have one more set. He said, I do care. Why you keep saying that? Because everything y'all heard me say, he never not once replied to that. So I said, because actions speak louder than words, but it's okay. I get people process things differently. He said, stop acting like that. I said, how am I acting, sir? You keep saying that, but you never explain. It's like you had so much to say, but you don't really say anything when I tell you how I feel about the situation. And I get it. He says, I'm not about to explain through no text, but you keep acting like it's my fault, and it seems like you mad at me. Remember, you don't like me. Now, y'all, throughout everything that I said to y'all, please let me know if y'all felt like I was mad at him, or if it was something I said that indicated that I was mad at him, or what did he say? Or made it seem like it was his fault. Please let me know, because I'm a little confused on how I made it seem like it was his fault. So he says, you just keep LOL in every text. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I said, how am I acting like that if I explained to you how I feel and I clearly said that I am pissed at me? He said, yeah, okay. I said the same words I would text you, I would say to you over the phone, so what's the difference? All I said was you could have pulled out, but I'm more so mad at me because I allowed it. That's it. That's all I said, but it's the truth. Then he said, well, say it over the phone then. I promise y'all, when I say it over the phone, it's still like, you do like me. You still like me. So I said, then you keep saying whatever, so that lets me know as well. What's the purpose of saying it over the phone? You need to hear me say it? He said, let me know what? I'm confused. I said, it lets me know that you don't care. He said, whatever. I said, you keep saying you care, but then after everything I say, it's like, yeah, whatever. So that lets me know that you don't care. He said, I'm not going back and forth with you. If that's what you think, then you really don't know me. And I said, I stated that already. Neither one of us know one another. I only go by actions, and again, actions speak value. I said, because a set of lips will tell you anything. My tongue and cheeks are sore from the pills. I'm nervous, for real. He said, you need anything? I said, I think I need Pampers. He said, grown-up Pampers? I said, I just took 4 and now I have 2 more. I've been trying to keep my mind off of it, but it's hard. Yes, crazy, not baby Pampers. That's what he said. I said, I don't know how much I'm going to bleed. They said I could pass golf ball sized blood clots, but given how early it was, it may not be as bad. He said, where can I get them from? I said, shaking my head, don't worry about it. It's okay, Greg. He said, man, where do I get them from? Family Dollar? I said, oh, I've never had to buy them, but I mean, you could have looked them up. I have to tell you everything, huh? I said, what do you do when you don't know something? Serious question. He said, I ask people, duh. So you don't do research on your own. But anyway, never trust anybody else's research but your own. I said, oh, nah, seriously? I said, you don't try to figure it out on your own. You need help from other people. He said, man, I'm talking about this. Why do you keep doing stupid stuff? I said, laugh my ass off. It shouldn't matter what it is, though, because guess what? The same way I found out, you could have done the same thing. But okay, I get that's just you. I was just asking. But it's okay. I won't bother you no more with the stupid stuff. Shaking my damn head. Talk to you later. He said, you asked me something I told you, then it's a problem. I said, I don't know. I just figure if you want to do something with someone, you would take initiative to do it. But I apologize because I can't expect you to do what you don't know to do. I said, hey, what was your first initial thought when I texted you and told you I was pregnant? He said, how you feeling? I said, honestly, I'm hurt. He just bypassed that question. I said, honestly, I'm hurt, a little numb. I'm never ever doing this shit again. I don't give a fuck. I know it needed to be done though. He said, I'm sorry. Just let me know if you need anything. Oh, you keep saying that. He said, I'm just telling you, so stop. I said, well, I said, but you don't mean that because I told you I needed Pampers. I'm still bleeding. I passed the baby yesterday and it was the worst, but I deserve every bit of that pain. I said, I'm still bleeding. I passed the baby yesterday and it was the worst. It was the worst, but I deserve every bit of that pain because I shouldn't have done it, but it was necessary. He said, I don't know where to get them from. That doesn't mean I don't got you. Mind y'all, this is a separate day. You could have found out where to get them from, right? No? Am I tripping? Is it just me? Like, if you really wanted to do something for somebody, you're going to... Anyway, I said, see, that's the problem for me because as a grown man, I would expect you to look it up. And I thought I was asking too much, but I asked someone else to see what they would do, and they said, look it up. So I knew I wasn't tripping. So I felt like you only say that just because it sound good. He said, nope, I was sipping and I wanted you. And I would have got them. Why are you making it so difficult? I don't even remember this message. Hold on. He said, I don't believe for 1 second that you got me. Because even before the situation, you said that you said what you gonna do, but never follow through. And follow with so many excuses. And that's okay. Continue to show me who you are. He said the only reason someone did it because they like you. What? I said, thank God I had my son, but it wasn't his responsibility. He said, you act like you don't want nothing to do with me, so what am I supposed to do? I said, no one did anything for me, Greg. I said I asked someone just to see what they would say. Excuse me. He said, but I'm saying the only reason they did that. He said, but I'm saying that that's the only reason why they did that. Okay. I said, what you mean? You were sipping and you wanted me to what? Oh, he wanted me to look up. He said, look it up. Okay, so basically what he was saying was when I said something about looking up the Pampers, he said, no, I was sipping and I wanted you to, and I would have got them. Why are you making it so difficult? So I guess he was saying that he was sipping and he wanted me to look them up. But see, that's very inconsiderate. I didn't even think about that, but that's very inconsiderate. So being that you were sipping, you couldn't look, but you texted me. You know what I'm saying? You texted me. You couldn't look up where to find adult Pampers. Really? So let's go back. He said, call you can. I said, okay. I ended up calling him, and he said that he wanted to take me to this restaurant. I said, this is the next day, I believe. And I said, hey, good morning, Greg. How are you feeling this AM? He said, I'm good. What about you? I said, that's good. What was wrong with you last night? He said, nothing, just tired. Oh, that's when, I don't know if y'all remember, in the beginning, middle of this story time, when I said that he kind of got quiet. I was talking to him on FaceTime or whatever. He kind of got quiet. And, you know, it was kind of off. And I knew that he really wanted me to keep the baby, but he didn't speak that. But I knew because he didn't already, prior to that, he told me that he loved me. He's like, I really want to be with you. And I'm just like, I don't want to force myself to be with you. Like, I don't like you like that. So, he said, nothing, just tired. I said, oh, okay. Well, I just wanted you to know that I feel it's best that I pull back because I don't want you to feel like I like you the way you think I like you just because I'm flirtatious. I said, I don't want you to feel led on either because it's like you take me as a liar for whatever reason. But if I say I don't like you like that, what will make you not believe me? I said, like, why would I lie about liking somebody? That's like so elementary. I told you I like our conversation. I like that we can joke like on what the fuck did I say? I'm about to read y'all what I say because this don't even make sense. I say, like, why would I lie about liking somebody? Like, that's so elementary. LOL. I told you I like our conversation. I like that we can joke like on wine friends. Shit. But that's as far as it goes for me and you. I mean, for me. I said, but I still like you as a friend. He said, okay, cool, I understand. Now, mind you, way before this, because I still have messages from the very first time we text, I was telling him the same thing. But he like, okay, cool, I understand. I said, I really hope so. He said, I do. I said, promise. And he said, sure. I said, okay, have a good day, friend. He said, same to you, friend. Here I go again. I said, how's work? He said, it's good. I said, LOL, you don't. Well, you have to be quick with me. Why you being weird to me? He said, huh? I said, oh, okay, nothing. I'm buzzed. I said, I've had a long, hard, lonely 2 weeks because you left me. He said, LOL, I never left you. Shit, you left me. Now, listen. This may sound real on my part. I get it. You ain't even got to cuss me out right now, okay? I said, you did. I said, I never left or switched up, Greg. He said, no, I didn't. I said, I just got in my feelings after that situation. He said, I know that, but I'm still here. I said, right, that's why you brought me them Pampers. I just feel like you being short with me, and I don't understand why, because I haven't switched up at all, except when the situation happened, but you said you understood, although your actions said different. I said, like, you didn't check on me like that, and for someone who cares, considering the situation that I was in, you didn't show that. I had to contact you first in order for you to ask me if I needed anything or how I was feeling. Now, mind you, around this time, I was just trying to get a feel of how he was actually feeling during that time, because I didn't take his feelings into consideration at all, because it was mainly about me and the situation that I was going through. I really didn't. So I see why he feel the way he feel. But still, at the same time, if you say you're going to do something, do it. I said, now say I'm lying. And I said, okay, I apologize. And outside of the situation, you always let me know what type of person you were, and I expected nothing more. He said, you don't even know me for real. You keep doing the same shit. Soon as you drink, keep bringing up the same stuff. You just assuming you know, but really have no idea. And I get that. Like I told y'all, when I drink, I spiral. And that's bad. I said, I know what you show me, and that's enough for me. It kind of sounds like I like to argue. That's weird. But I was expressing how I feel. Oh, please tell me. What am I? What is that? Sounds so horrible. I said, like, it's the little things, and that's where it starts. You haven't said anything. I haven't said anything to you that I didn't mean, let alone held my word. But I can't say the same about you, and that's okay, because I know who you are, which is what you've shown. This is still me. I just want us to be cool and go back to how we used to combo on the phone. Anywho, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night. Talk to you later. I said, hey, what's up? Now, mind you, this situation, he called me like 4-5 times at night, morning-ish. I texted him, and he was like, I said, hey, what's up? He said, pick up. I said, okay, but I'm laying down. He said, what's going on? I said, nothing. You called me like 4 times. How are you? He said, I'm good, watching the game. I just wanted to check on you. I said, oh, okay. Oh, you was drunk, huh? He said, no, I wasn't. Had to work in the morning. Just haven't heard from you, and I was checking on you. I said, oh, okay, cool. Oh, well, so you call so many times, though? Then didn't answer. Then didn't call when you said you was after I respond. Oh, I said, oh, okay, cool. LOL, why you called so many times, though? Then didn't call when you said you was going, when you said you was after I responded. He said I went to sleep. In this situation, he called me so many times, like wee hours in the morning, and I knew he was drunk. Anyway, he said I went to sleep. I said, no, you didn't, because I seen you read my message when I sent it. But okay, well, you ain't want to talk. But it's good. You're okay. You must have really wanted me to call you back to back like you did me, but I don't have that same energy. LOL. And I feel like if you really wanted to talk, if you really wanted to know if I was okay, you would have called me the next day. Laugh my ass off, but I see you, sir. So that's just the gist of our conversations and how they go. I don't know what made me read those, but y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel. I don't care. Tell me, friend, because I feel like you're not my friend if you're not gonna tell me the truth. Like, tell me what you feel. So this is the end of part 1. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I am so tired. I'm tired and I'm emotional. I just don't feel like it. I don't know if I touched on everything, but I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video and try to get it out to y'all so y'all can boom. So that way, I feel like once I put this video out and y'all start asking me questions, I'll be like, okay. Or I can go live and answer y'all. What y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to do a live Q&A on this topic? The first part? Let me know. I can get that for you. Yeah, so part 2 will be coming up next. Stay tuned. And always remember to be encouraged to encourage somebody else, because you never know what someone is going through, what they've been through, or whatever. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Wish you would just focus on me. Keep focused on me.